Well, great morning. Oh my goodness. Well, chit chat Kit Kats. I got up this morning and wanted to do the reading on SCOTUS, and it just took another turn and went into a whole thing about this is the division of the consciousness of humanity. And so I went from SCOTUS to a big thing came through about how it's just a how do I want to say, a representation of the war of consciousness, things that are going on for those that are dividing versus those that are wanting embracing, and that whole dynamic of consciousness that we're going through as a planet, because this is the time of that dividing the light from the dark. So that, I had no intention of going there when I started this read, but it rapidly went in another direction than I had any idea it was going to go. Okay, so yeah, I just bring through what comes through. That's all. And sometimes, you start out in one thing. I just wanted to find out what is going on with SCOTUS, because it's just become so egregious lately, with Thomas and his wife, and, and then the abusive things they're putting in about overturning Roe versus Wade and all of that stuff, and just trying to get a handle on what's happening, and can we turn this around, etc. And then it just went off on a whole bender in another direction. So let me know what you think of that. Oh my goodness. Anyway, another day, and we'll just have to see what the day brings. Yeah, I think I need to get a hold of the VA and go in for another hearing test, because I think I've lost more hearing on this side, and so they may have to do another brain scan and see what happened with that tumor, if it's growing again or what the heck is going on with it, because it's just been just getting more difficult with that. So we'll have to see what happened, or if I'm just imagining it, but I don't think I'm imagining it. I really dislike wearing these hearing aids. They're really, tinny sounding, and it's just kind of having to listen to them. They are irritating. They're irritating. So we'll have to see what's going on with it. Why is it not showing the levels on here? Oh, it's on airplane. How did that happen? This thing is resetting things by itself. Okay, airplane mode. Why was that on? I don't know. I got this new phone, and I'm trying to make friends with it. It's not being friendly this morning. Anyway, starting the day, I've got to have my coffee. Yeah. Tomorrow, I have a couple more things coming, and that should be the end of it, and then I can take off and go somewhere with another trial of the car expo, and we'll see what happens with that. Yeah. Anyway, That's for the shorter trips, and we'll see how it goes. Um, but I'll probably do another one with the van pretty soon. The van one is where I can go more to state parks, and I can stay there for like a week or 2 weeks, longer term things. The car is for more short term, if I want to go off the beaten path. So we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, anyway, just something new to try. So I'm waiting for, Ronaldo was sending me some, because I can't get the holder, the iPhone holder, to stick to the dash so that I can record the journey for people. This thing is so large and huge, okay, that it's heavy, and I've tried everything. Yes, numerous 3M tapes, cleaning the thing with alcohol, doing everything I can, and it just won't stick. Okay, so I'm still working on that, so that people can enjoy the journey too, see some of these back roads and things that we're doing. So I'm waiting for that to show up. And it looks like some of it may have gotten lost in the mail, because it should have shown up yesterday and it didn't show up. So we'll have to see what happens. But I am working on things, because I want people to be able to come along on the journey and to share that. And so we'll see what happens. Anyway, tomorrow is we're having that tarot party, the launching of Lena and Sienna Rose's deck, the One World Tarot. So that's happening tomorrow. So yes, I'm not going anywhere tomorrow, because I have that, that I'm going to participate in. What we're going to do, I have no idea. I never know what's coming up with Hodiga time, or what's coming up with this launch party. I'll find out tomorrow. But again, I will be there, and we'll have to see where that goes. Yesterday was interesting. We did some more pendulum stuff, and people had asked about pendulum, how you use it. And the way it works for people is different. The way my yes and my no could be different from somebody else's. You just got to start working with it. Now, what I like to do is sometimes either the cards or the pendulum, really kind of watching like a crime show or something like that with genuine facts, and throw the cards and see what you get with it. And then you watch how it progresses, and you can see how the reading, would interact with it, and get more concrete ideas about the cards and what they mean, what they're symbolizing, etc. Or again, using the pendulum to question some of these things and see how accurate your use with the pendulum is. Again, just another way to enhance your skills, shall we say. Yeah. Now, I've been watching that one. Is interesting, the Tyler, what's his name, Tyler Henry? Henry Tyler, or Tyler Henry? He is so good. Now, his way of connecting with the other side, he's not visual, he's not seeing the people. You have some mediums that actually see a physical form. He doesn't get that. He gets, and his way to connect is by doodling. And what the doodling does, it takes him out of his conscious mind. Okay? That's the way it's working with him. It takes him into a more quiet state of mind, and then he brings what's coming through. And he has his own kind of language with it, if you can say, symbols that come through and that type of thing. Now, I can relate to what he said when things opened for him. He had this knowing that his grandmother was going to die. Okay? Now, I have had that happen. Like I said, when I was in India and Sundar Puri touched my arm, I knew he was going to die the next day. Okay, I warned him about it because it was just immediately flashed in. He's a dead man. Okay, immediately came in. And, you know, like, where is this coming from? But indeed, yes, he did die the next day. So the way things come in here, it's more of feelings. It's more of what's going on now, different things, or are kind of like, how to explain it, like the essence of something. Like I can feel, I know this sounds weird, you feel a vision. You feel, it's like almost having something transparent, that's being seen. Okay, you're not seeing a full color on image or something, but it's like a transparency that you're aware of. And those things are coming more here. And then it's just a knowing, just a feeling. Mine comes more on the area of feeling it, rather than, I don't have the visionary thing of seeing those things, and don't have the auditory, although I have experienced auditory things before when I was going through the Kundalini journey. And you know, so you're just open to what is coming in as it's coming in, and finding what avenue works best for you. Here I can be doing reading, talking, and then all of a sudden something pops in. You know, it's like superimposed kind of a feeling of an image that comes in, if that makes sense. Because again, it's not something that you are physically seeing, but it's like seeing a transparency. The essence of something. That's the way I could say it. It's like the essence of something. It's like the feeling of, if you've smelled something strong like grapefruit, okay, it's not that you're actually, but you have that, it impresses on you the feeling of what it was to smell that. It's kind of like that type of thing. Or you'll suddenly have a shift, like when things opened here for doing healing work, when I was going through the journey, the way it opened was, I was in line and I was standing behind this guy, and every time I got close to where he was, my throat started really hurting. I'd back up, it would stop. I'd go close, it'd start hurting again. Well, this wasn't my pain, it was feeling what was going on with him. Okay, so you can actually feel, if you are within their auric field, what is going on with them. Or I've had one time, I was in India and I was traveling, I was going somewhere in this taxi type thing vehicle, and one of the students, I was getting really sick, was really feeling really ill, and then he got a hold of me and I told him, you need to go to the hospital immediately. because it wasn't my illness, but I was in, sure enough, he had, I guess it was something like a tooth thing, and that the poison was going through his body, okay? And so he went to the hospital, and it was a good thing he did it. But, you know, it's just that type of thing that sometimes you will feel an emotional shift, or you'll feel physicality of something, or an impression that comes through of a scent. Maybe you're having the impression of a scent. Yeah. Or physically you will feel it physically, or impressions of sense, or an impression of something taking place. At least that's what happens here. And sometimes you'll see when I've done the some of the spirit reads that there is the connection that happens, and when that does, all of my video kind of goes wonky. I look like I'm in a bad dubbed video. Because what's speaking here is not what's showing on the video. Okay, that happens as well. So yeah, you know, and it's not stuff that is not known here consciously because of the journey, having dismantled in the journey due to the Kundalini happenings, okay? I call Kundalini the rotor-rooter of consciousness. It really just empties it of all of the past things that have taken place, okay? And you come to a point of that clarity of actually being in alignment with that divine is, okay? Of knowing that it's like this great light, and we are all part and parcel of that, okay? And that it doesn't matter what experiences we have on this plane of existence, this primary divine is energy that gives us life cannot be hindered or touched by any of those experiences. It is always pure as it is, okay? But this gives us the basis to go forward in our journey and to learn and to experience all of these things. So, you know, it's a big game changer when one goes from wanting to know and feeling like versus absolutely, you know, clarity of this is what is, okay? You're no longer in this feeling of unknowing, or this feeling of trepidation or wondering, or, you know, it's as clear as you're breathing air at that point. So there's a radical shift of consciousness at that time. And one just enjoys the journey for what it is, you know. When I started my journey, all I wanted to do was be out of here, because I was having so much suffering and gone through a lot of trauma and suffering and that type of thing. And when everything dismantles, you see that the problem was not being here, experiences, it was the mind spin about what's going on, the mind spin of things. So when that falls away and there's no more mind spin, the mind is still, okay, then one is in a whole different level of experience and knowingness. It's like those that have a near-death experience. They experience some of it to a degree, not the full dismantling, but they see that there's nothing to fear because life goes on, it is eternal, and that the divine is loving, all-encompassing, whole, complete, okay? And that's what they feel. Yet they still have that feeling of that individualization, okay? And what happens with realization, that individualization dismantles totally, and one is just simply with that divine is in that consciousness, okay? So anyway, on that note, I'll leave this here. Again, these things, I don't know what is with today. It was just, yeah, today I'm up, I'm having my coffee. Oh my goodness. So yeah, the way that we experience, and it's the traumas of life that bring us to the journey in earnest, I think. And so yeah, it has its place as well. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to leave this here. I'm just going to sit here and enjoy my coffee, okay? Keep my mouth shut for a while today, maybe. So thanks for tuning in. Oh my goodness. And I'll see you online. I don't know where this stuff is going today. Oh my goodness.